I have had enough of this manager. Gareth Southgate is not fit to be the England manager no more. And I've been thinking about this for some time, and this is not a agenda against the guy. I've been very, very calculated in giving him time. And even on the watch along the other day when I watched England versus Ukraine, I said I'm 50-50. I don't really want him to continue after the Euros, but I think I might give him the Euros. Well, today, I've changed my mind. I've had enough of this guy, and he needs to go. His comments on Phil Foden have been, quite frankly, embarrassing to himself and us as a country, and Phil Foden as well. Have a look at some of these comments, man. Gareth Southgate on Phil Foden. He doesn't play in the midfield for his club, so presumably there's a reason for that. It depends on the level of the game, really. You know what the reason is? It's because we've got Kevin fucking De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne, do you know who he is? He's one of the best players in the world, mate. That's why he don't play in there. What's he on about? And he has been playing in there recently anyway, since Kevin De Bruyne got injured. He's been playing in the midfield. So what is Southgate chatting on about? Idiot. Look at some of these comments, man. Proper stressing me out. Southgate on England playing in midfield. You'd have to speak to Pep Guardiola, who is the best coach in the world, who plays in wide. He's always got the freedom to drift if we play in wide, and that's important. We don't want to know about Pep Guardiola. We're asking about England, mate. You're the England manager. Why are you talking about Pep, mate? What's he on about? This guy is chatting absolute nonsense. He's got fucking imposter syndrome, mate. I'm telling you. The guy's a joker. He's asked about Phil Foden, why playing in the midfield for England, and he starts talking about Pep Guardiola at City. What are you talking about? What are you talking about Pep for? We're asking about England, mate. You're the England manager, fucking, as we're all aware, unfortunately. What are you talking about Pep Guardiola for? It absolutely makes no sense. The guy's chatting absolute nonsense. He doesn't know why he don't play Foden there. He's trying to be clever. That's what he's trying to be. He's trying to be the smart guy. He's like, no, I can't play him there because there's a reason for it. But then when he's questioned on the reason, he goes, I don't know, ask Pep Guardiola. Fuck off, mate. Seriously. Who are you? Why are you our manager? You managed Middlesbrough and done what? Got them relegated. And then got sacked or whatever from Middlesbrough the year after in a championship. Why you didn't do nothing special, mate? You finished like 14th, 13th or something and then got relegated. Okay, you done well with the under-21s. But fuck me, so did Stuart Pearce. Do you know what I mean? It's a joke. The guy's a joke, man. Then he starts talking about this again. We're very happy with Phil Foden. He's playing in the Euros. Came on in the semi-final of the Euros and he's had a big impact. Played in World Cups. He's only 23 and he's got amazing experience. He's still progressing and learning, but he's a super player. Well, fucking play him then. He's a super player. He tried to piss us all off. He tried to be patronising. Is this guy trying to patronise us all? We all know he's a super player, you fucking idiot. What we're asking is, why don't you play him? Do you know what I mean? He plays wide right and drifted with Haaland and Julian Alvarez as number 9 and number 10. He drifted in with Kyle Walker going round him. He's definitely picked up the ball in those areas, but his start position was wide. Not every game. He has played in attacking midfield quite a lot. And actually, I'd argue that one of the reasons Phil Foden is playing more on the wing than in the middle is because we're trying to force Alvarez into the team. And he'd rather Alvarez be in the middle than Foden. But Foden is playing in the middle. I think this guy's a joke. I think he's a wing-it. I think he's a wing-it merchant. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I think that he's trying to be clever. And he's trying to say, no, I can't play him. This is one of the best England players we've had come through the generation. And we've got a manager who's a PE teacher, people. He don't know what he's doing. And it needs to be said. Just because he's a nice guy does not mean he should be manager in his fucking country, mate. Do you know what I mean? The guy's a joker. What else has he been saying? Jordan Henderson's outputs on Saturday were the highest he's had for England, and we've got good contacts at the clubs in Saudi, so we've been monitoring his level. All his data, he was hitting what he should have done. I'm sorry, mate. You're just a joke. Do you know what I mean? He's saying that he don't play Foden in the middle because ask Pep don't play him there. So, you know what I mean? But then he'll still pick Jordan Henderson and Calvin Phillips and Maguire. The guy's a joker. The guy's a complete and utter joker. What's he ever done? His managerial career, he's been arse. He got Middlesbrough relegated from the Premier League. He then done all right in the under-21s. And then he got us to a semi-final against Croatia where we should have won. It was his failure to react to Croatia changing their tactics that cost us in that game. Go watch the game back if you don't remember. It was his fault because I think we had 2 or 3 players in the midfield, and Croatia in the second half, basically, they overloaded the wings, which meant our midfield 3 just got split up. And he should have changed the formation, but he didn't. And then Italy, final. But we took the lead in the first minute or 2 minutes, and it was so negative. Go get a second goal, man. You're at home. Go get the second goal and kill off the game. No, negative. We'll sit back. We'll absorb pressure. We'll try and get them on the break. Negative manager. And people say, yeah, well, having said all that, though, he still has got you to a semi-final and final and then bottled it. His fault. Seriously, I don't know if you think this might be harsh, yeah? The Croatia game, 2018, I think it was, semi-final, his fault. Italy, final, his fault. They're his fault. They're his fault. Lost against Croatia. Lost against Belgium in the third place playoff. Lost against Italy. Lost against France. The guy's a flat track bully. He'll fuck all these teams up in the group stages, in the qualifiers. He'll get out the group stages. And as soon as we meet someone who has a manager who knows semi what they're doing, or players on the pitch that know how to tactically adapt in game, he'll just freeze. And I don't blame him because, what has he got? He's done nothing in the game at managerial level. He's just stressing me out, man. I think the guy needs to go now. I think he needs to go. I've had enough of him. I think he's boring. I don't buy all this Mr. Nice Guy shit. Nah, I just think you're a bit of a wet wipe now, to be honest with you. Yeah, I mean, I am now firmly, if you've not noticed already, I am now firmly Southgate out. Get rid of him. Get a manager in. You've got to do one or two things now. You've got to get a manager in who is English and plays football the right way. So that's Eddie Howe or Potter. But the problem with that is, again, what have they really done in the game at the top level? Or you got to go and get yourself someone who's not English, who's top creme de la creme. Because if we're going to have an English manager, I'd rather be playing good football and not win anything. Because at the moment, we're not winning anything, and we're seeing the most dull football ever. So we might as well play good football and not win anything. Do you know what I mean? If you do want to win stuff, I don't care what style of play, go and get a manager who knows what they're doing. A manager at the top of the game who's done it before, at Champions League level, or domestic league level, international level, and get me a manager who can win trophies. But this manager, for me now, he's proven himself to be out of his depth. I think he's out of his depth. Picking Maguire, picking Phillips is honestly a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And when you're asked about why Phil Foden's not playing in the midfield for England, and you say, go and ask Pep Guardiola why he's not playing at City, fuck are you on about, mate? So, honestly, man, I'm so annoyed when I seen the quotes this morning. I woke up, I seen these quotes. I was like, you know what? Fuck this guy, man. He's pissing me off now. And I want him gone. I know there'll be people that disagree with me on this one. That's fine, isn't it? Football is about opinions and disagreements and debates. And I know there'll be a lot of England fans that are out there probably still backing him, who will say, he got us to a semi-final, he got us to a final, you're being harsh. I understand. But go and watch them 2 games back. Do you know what I mean? We crumble because him, in my opinion. Both of them games, in my opinion, we lost because of the manager. Not the players, the manager. And that's my view on it. So I think he needs to go, get me a new manager in. I am now firmly Southgate out. The guy's boring. The football's boring. And by the way, this doesn't mean to say that if he stays, we can still win the Euros because the players are good enough. And if you look around Europe at the moment, no real country is in the best of form. Look at Spain, average. Germany, in a bit of a meltdown at the moment. Croatia, aging. Belgium, seems their golden era is past. We've probably got the best team on paper anyway. So we could still win the Euros. And if we do, it'll be in spite of Southgate, not because of Southgate. So just get that right. Because I know for a fact that if he stays, we could still win it. And then people will be like, oh, we won it and you wanted him out. No, we can still win it with him or without him. The fact is we should get someone who can take us there and we can be confident of going to win it. This guy is a fraud, man. I'm back later, innit? See you in a bit, people.